Mortals of Earth, I want to tell you something that might sound crazy, but it saved my life. Not in a metaphorical, changed my perspective kind of way. I mean, literally. I might not be alive today if I hadn't discovered something called Irlen Syndrome, also known as Scotopic Sensitivity. And no, I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to walk you through it, and maybe it'll change your life too. About 15 years ago, I hit a wall. I suddenly didn't have the energy to get out of bed. It was like someone unplugged the power to my body. I went from doctor to doctor. Nothing showed up, nothing wrong. Eventually, I ended up with a specialist, Dr. Martin Lerner, a well-known researcher in chronic fatigue syndrome. Although ironically, he didn't believe chronic fatigue existed as a standalone condition, but he ran a battery of tests. Epstein-Barr virus, HHV6, cytomegalovirus, Lyme co-infections, I had all of them. So began a strict regimen of antibiotics, antivirals, and antimicrobials every 4 to 5 hours around the clock. I had to drink 8 ounces of water every 4 hours or risk organ damage from the meds. I carried a vibrating timer and pill case everywhere. Eventually, the labs came back clear, but I still felt like a train wreck. Frustrated, I sat at my computer and just started typing symptoms into search engines. Luckily, I'd worked in SEO, so I knew how to dig. And I stumbled onto a name, Helen Irlen, a woman from the 1980s who discovered a strange phenomenon while helping kids with reading disabilities. Some of these kids weren't dyslexic. They were struggling with how light and contrast affected how they processed visual information. She found that by placing colored overlays on the page, their reading improved dramatically. Across the globe, in Finland, another woman had found the same thing, calling it Scotopic Sensitivity syndrome. Helen called it Irlen Syndrome. And here's the crazy part. When I mapped her location, I realized she was just 12 minutes from my house. I made an appointment. And yes, Helen Irlen herself, now in her 90s, personally screened me. The session was unlike anything I expected. She didn't start with charts or equipment. We just talked. She'd flip a light on, then off. Open blinds, close them. After about 10 minutes, I was still waiting for the exam to begin. Then she said, "Okay, we're done." She looked at me and said, "I rate people on a scale from 1 to 10. You're a 13. You would not be alive in 5 years." That stopped me cold. She explained that my brain had been working overtime, constantly overstimulated by light and patterns my visual system couldn't filter properly. The result, my brain was robbing my immune system and body of energy just to process the world around me. And the solution? Color. We began testing dozens of her specially developed filters, colored lenses. Some colors looked the same, but one might do nothing, and another would produce a sense of calm or clarity. Eventually, we stacked up 9 or 10 lenses, clamped into these wild-looking steampunk goggles. She had me walk around, look outside, and I felt it. A release in my body, my eyes relaxed, and with them, my nervous system. She had asked if I had trouble watching TV or if driving at night was hard. Thing is, I didn't. No, those were symptoms. I thought everyone saw letters with halos or words that shimmered or rivers that ran between the lines of a page. Turns out, no, that was just me. And I had been living with a hidden disability my entire life. At the time, I was a legal assistant, one of the worst jobs someone with this condition could have. I'd get so exhausted I would literally pass out under my desk. My coworkers thought I was on drugs. Eventually, they overloaded me, gaslit me, and I never went back. I left everything in my desk and faxed in my resignation after 14 years. Irlen syndrome isn't rare. Helen estimates that 51% of people have some degree of it. Not everyone is severe, like me, but even mild cases mean your brain is wasting energy every day trying to make sense of the visual world. Since brain scanning tech became available, it's now been proven that people with Irlen syndrome show hyperactivation of the brain without filters and normalized patterns when filters are applied. And yet, this condition is still ignored. It's been called pseudoscience. Snopes calls it quackery. It's even been illegal to diagnose in parts of the world. Florida once threatened to arrest Helen Irlen. New Zealand bans its recognition. Why? No profit in it. No pill to sell, just colored filters. Over time, my personal color came together, a golden bronze hue. Later, after stem cell treatments for nerve damage from Lyme disease, my color changed to blue. Then, after a different stem cell procedure involving my own polyploid cells, it changed again, back toward bronze. Your color can change. Some people only need a whisper of tint. I need deep, dark filters, even at night. If you have trouble reading, driving at night, if screens seem too bright, if you squint when others are relaxed, this might be you. If you had a concussion, a fall, a blast, and you haven't felt the same since, this might be you. If your immune system is mysteriously failing, this might be why. Kids are being misdiagnosed with dyslexia. Veterans are being handed pharmaceuticals, and millions are quietly suffering, just like I was. You can take a free screening at Irlen.com. There are certified centers listed there too. And trust me, your doctor probably doesn't know a thing about this. That's all for now. Stay curious, ask questions, share what you learn. And as always, from one mortal of Earth to another, take care of yourself. Have a good one.